staying present really is one of the biggest, most difficult spiritual tests that we have to go through during this spiritual journey. There's nothing as difficult as staying present in this incarnation, in this human vessel as a soul, as an eternal soul. It's very difficult to actually stay in the moment, stay present with yourself, with your environment, with what's going on around you, especially if you come from, a traumatic background, a traumatic childhood, where the only option was to be non-present. A lot of the times, especially if we're sensitive or old souls, a lot of the time it's just too much for us to handle. Especially, when we're young. We don't have as much resources or support from our parents or the people around us. So staying present is difficult, especially, on this spiritual journey where your spiritual awakening is very difficult. And this is why we meditate, right? This is why meditation is so important in spirituality, is to stay present, because when you actually stay present, the past and the future, they disintegrate, they dissolve, right? And worry and anxiety is only in the past and the future. That's where worry lives. That's where the fear body lives. Or the trauma body too is in the past or the future. Trauma's more from the past, right? Anxiety or worry is more in the future. But that's where the fear body lives. The primal fear body lives in the past and the future. So when we stay present here, only in the current moment, the past and the future, they don't exist. They disintegrate. Our conception only creates the past and the future. So when we just stay here in the present moment and pass this immense spiritual test, it's like the final paper in a advanced class or whatever in school. When we pass this spiritual test, it's a continuous test, so we have to be passing it all the time or whatever. But when we actually pass this test, we get rewarded with gifts and things that actually benefit our soul. When we stay present, not worrying about the past or the future, we get rewarded with good things. I remember when I was young, I had a traumatic background. My parents split up, and then the household wasn't the most supportive or emotionally safe to be in. So I had to be non-present because it was just way too much. I'm already a sensitive soul. I didn't have support when I was young. The divorce happened around 7 years old, so I didn't have the support that I needed. So I had to be non-present to survive, or else, it just would have been way too much to handle. So I went to video games, adult content, that stuff that keeps you non-present. And it's very easy in the current life, right? The current time in the world to be non-present. We have all this technology, all these phones, distractions, TV, politics, gossip, all this stuff that keeps us non-present. Hookup culture, eating, junk food, eating bad stuff, overeating, all this stuff that can keep us non-present. It's very easy in the current age, especially when we have trauma, to be not present. Because, it's a lot to face our emotions, to face our present feelings from trauma or from anxiety about the future. It's a lot. It can be overwhelming to be present. So it does take time to get present, but then finally, when we can be present, we get rewarded with things. We get rewarded by our spirit team. We get rewarded just from enjoying life. There's so many benefits to being present when you pass this ultimate spiritual test that's put upon us. When we return to our present body, which is the soul essence, the fear body lives in the past and the future, but the soul body lives in the present, which is only love. The soul body is only pure love and your pure personal essence. And when you center to this, when you center to your soul body, you center to the present moment. And so then you get rewarded with love, because that's what's in the present moment. And even if there's like a stressful situation in the present moment, it's not even stressful because you're just in the moment. There's no past, there's no future, and you're just experiencing it. And then once the situation's over, it's gone. The past, it becomes the past, which doesn't really exist. And then, you're just present with the next thing. So it's like you're not overwhelmed by emotions from the past or the future because you're only in the present. That's one way that presence helps. The other way is that you just become more open to everything. You become more open to the actual moment that you're in. Let's say you're with a girlfriend or, a partner or a family. You're more open to the love that's within that moment, the love that's being shared. Or you're more open to the actual discussion or what's going on. You're more present to what's actually happening in the moment. Another thing is that you're more open when you're present. You're more open to signs and downloads and messages and all that, spiritual communication stuff. It's things that are being sent to you from your spirit team, from your guides, from wherever they come from your higher self, from your intuition. You'll be more open to things. You'll be more open to everything when you're present. It's hard to notice like signs and downloads and messages when your mind is so bogged down by the past and the future, things that have happened to you or could happen to you. When your mind is in the present, it's naturally more clear. So there's more room, there's more space. You create more space for these messages, downloads, insights. Your intuition can actually come alive, come active, because you hold space for these messages and insights. Like presence is essentially holding space. Like you create a space around you for the present moment. And so then naturally these messages, insights, they just come like way easier because you're actually open. You're actually aware to what's going on. So presence is like it's such a big thing that we have to overcome. It's a big task with a big reward, right? It's like like I was saying, it's the final paper or the continuous final paper that you get in a class. It's one of the most difficult things in spirituality is staying present. This is like, whole modalities are built around this, like Zen or, just mindfulness, meditation. The whole things are centered around presence. So when you're finally like present, actually present in this moment, not in the past, not living in the future, when you're centered to your soul body, which is presence and love, then you just get rewarded with what's actually going on in the present. You get rewarded with downloads and signs, and you just get rewarded with, pure love, because that's what's in the moment.